Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing kind of like a part 2 to my last video, my weight loss video. I'm going to be giving some like extra tips that I forgot about in that video, and then also answering some questions that you guys had for me. Before we start, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already, and also go follow my Instagram because I'm going on a really exciting trip this week. My Instagram is @AlexByrd with 2 D's, so make sure you go follow me on there because you don't want to miss it. Seriously, like, I can't even believe I'm going on this trip. It's gonna be amazing. I have some questions that I wrote down in my little princess notebook that you guys asked me on my last video and in my Instagram DMs, so I'm gonna go over those now. Somebody asked how long it took me to lose weight. At the beginning, it probably took me 2.5 months-ish to lose about 20 pounds, I'd say. And now I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it where I can probably lose like 5 pounds in a couple weeks if I need to, in a healthy way, not like starving myself or anything. So that's good. Somebody asked if I've tried intermittent fasting, and I actually pretty much done that since I started my like weight loss thing. I'm definitely not like perfect at it, but I try to stop eating after dinner time, and then in the morning I'll wait almost until lunchtime to eat, so I have like a smaller window, probably like 8 hours, where I'll like have myself eat during that time and then I'll stop. If I eat after that, then I notice that I wake up feeling like kind of bloated and stuff, but if I actually stop eating at dinner and I don't like late night snack and everything, then like seriously my stomach is so much flatter the next day. So I really recommend that. Somebody in the comments was like recommending it to me, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot to talk about that like I actually do that. And she recommended that I watch this like lecture on fasting and insulin and stuff like that, because like if you eat like late at night, then it spikes your insulin and you don't burn the fat, you know. Even if, I think if you drink like soda or like sweet tea or anything like that, even if you have like a few sips of that at nighttime, I think it might spike your insulin to where you can't burn fat as well. So I don't know, I definitely want to look into that and just like research it and stuff. But I've been trying to just like not have any sugary drinks or like candy or anything at nighttime, so hopefully that'll help. Maybe I'll like make a video on that because I do think that that's a huge part. What gave me the motivation to start losing weight? So it was actually kind of on accident. I mean, I knew that I wanted to lose weight for a while. So I was actually in town visiting. I used to live in New Jersey with my husband, John, and I was going back to my hometown for a couple weeks in Virginia Beach. And my best friend, my mom, my dad, and I think, sorry, my dog is like getting into some stuff, if you hear any noise. Yeah, my parents, my brother, and my best friend all had the same gym membership, so I decided to get like the month-long pass to go there, and I would just go with them all the time because I just wanted to hang out with them while I was in town. And it was just so much fun because I would walk on the treadmill for like a really long time on incline, like I had said in my last video, and I would just like chat with them, and it would make time go by so fast. And that was just so much fun that it like really motivated me to go every day. And it was also really fun to just like cook. Like, it was starting to get warmer out, and when it gets warmer, I'm like way more in the mood to eat like fruits and vegetables and stuff. So that really helped. And then I started seeing some results, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going with this, you know? Okay, what was your starting weight? I had quite a few people ask me this. I was actually debating answering this question because I don't want to make anyone feel like it's bad for them to weigh what my starting weight is or more or anything like that. But this is just like personal to me and my height and my body structure. I'm like really like compressed, you know? So I have really long legs, but my torso is like really short. So weight shows up for me like all around here. Like I have quite a bit of like rolls on my back. Well, at least I did. Now they're starting to go down. And then like a muffin top and, you know, my stomach and stuff like that. And also my whole family on my dad's side, well, all of the women on my dad's side are really petite, and they don't really have like big hips. I mean, I seriously have like the tiniest hips. Like I just look like a straight line because like I don't have my stomach going in, I don't have my hips going out. They're starting to, if I had wider hips, I know my stomach would look smaller in comparison. So that's the tricky part for me, is like my hips are kind of the same width as like my stomach. So I'm trying to get more of that like hourglass figure, but it's hard because I just do have like a petite type of body. And so weight shows up quite a bit on me because it doesn't really have that many places to go. So my starting weight might not seem that much to you, but to me and on my body, it definitely looked like a lot, and it looked like I needed to lose weight. Now I'm starting to like fit my body better, I feel like, and I'm just like more proportional. So my starting weight was about 125, I believe. I can't really remember because I thought it was about 130, but I just looked at my FitnessPal app that I have, and that said that I was like 123 when I started, but I might have not gotten that app like until after I'd already lost some weight, which is probably true because I would have gotten that like as I was in the midst of losing weight, you know? So it could have been up to like even 130, but as far as I remember, I think it was like 125. Okay, so I also wrote down some other tips that I forgot to give in the last video. So one thing that really helped me was different drinks. So like I said in my last video, I really like soda, and I had to limit myself to 1 soda a day. And I also really like sweet tea, and the way that I have it, just because of like where, I don't know, I grew up like kind of in the South, if you consider Virginia the South, but like my family just makes their sweet tea like really sweet with a ton of sugar. So I was getting a ton of sugar from drinking sweet tea and then from soda. So in order to like chill out on the sugary drinks, I would have Gatorade. I tried the sugar-free Gatorade. I don't like it as much, but just like any of the Gatorades to kind of like help that craving for like a sugary fruity drink, you know. And then another thing I would do is drink hot tea without that much sugar. I would put like the tiniest bit of sugar in it, but I would get fruit teas. So like peach tea was really yummy, and then I would put like a splash of almond milk in it, which I never really did that before, but it reminds me of being at like a tea party, so that's fun. So I would do that, and that would like kind of fill me up too, because if I'm just like wanting to snack really bad like throughout the day, which I did all the time, because like I said, I was just like home by myself a lot of the times, and like I don't know, I guess I was like kind of bored eating, so that would really help me, and I would really look forward to having my like cup of tea, you know, especially because it was like warm and it's like freezing in New Jersey, so that really was helpful. Sorry, my camera died. Also, I just realized I forgot to address that my Christmas tree is still up. Yeah, I need to take that down soon, but I just think it's so cute, and it like provides so much light in here, you know, at nighttime, and it looks really pretty, and I don't really have it decorated for Christmas, so it's kind of acceptable. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you still have your Christmas tree up, so I don't feel so alone and lazy, and I don't feel as bad about it. But anyway, so my next tip that I forgot to mention is when I was cooking, I would cook with healthier ingredients such as chickpea flour. So I would find chickpea flour in like the healthy section of the grocery store, and I've pretty much seen it at every grocery store. I can't remember the name of the brand, but it's like in a clear bag, and like there's a bunch of different types of healthy flour and stuff. I just like chickpea flour because it had a lot of protein in it. It had like 8 grams of protein for like a cup or something. I don't know. And normal flour would have like 2, something like that. So I really like doing that, and I would make cauliflower wings a lot with that, and so that would just add like extra protein. And I'm trying to think of what else I would make. I would do like mac and cheese, vegan mac and cheese a lot. I totally forgot about that. Sorry, if you hear any like clicking, it's my husband in the background. He's on his computer, but John's least favorite food in the whole world, and he is not a picky guy. Like, he will eat pretty much anything you put in front of him. His least favorite food is vegan mac and cheese. I would call it casheroni because I like, wait, what did I call it? I called it something else. Okay. Yeah, because I would put like cashews in it, but I barely even did that, so I don't know why I called it that. But I would do like potatoes, carrots, and onions, and I would boil those, and then after they're like really soft, then I would put it in a blender with some cashews that I soaked in like hot water, and then a bunch of nutritional yeast, and then some lemon juice, and like a bunch of seasonings, and then I would put that with gluten-free macaroni noodles. And so I would make casheroni, and John hated it, but I thought it was really good. So I would do that, and then sometimes I would make different sauces, or like cheese sauce with the flour, because I know like mac and cheese you have to use flour sometimes, or like I don't know, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but pretty much anytime I was gonna cook something, I would do that kind of flour. Oh, I know, chicken and dumplings, I would make those without the chicken, and I would use that flour, so it was like healthier. And normally chicken and dumplings are like really bad for you because it's just straight up flour and like a bunch of salt and chicken broth and stuff, but I would use veggie broth. I would just make it with the chickpea flour and then like roll it out however you're supposed to, I don't know, and like cut it up, and then just cook it in the vegetable broth, and it was so good. Yeah, because like I said, like, you know, I just really like Southern foods. I don't know, that's what I grew up eating. So I don't want to like gimp out on, you know, eating my favorite foods just because I'm trying to lose weight. I just wanted to make them healthier, you know? Another thing I would do for meals is I would, if I was making like a stir fry type of thing, like an Asian-y pasta vegetable type of meal, then I would always make like way more vegetables than noodles. Like I would still use a little bit of noodles, but I would like load it up with vegetables, especially zucchini. I don't know, I just love zucchini. And then like mushrooms and, you know, whatever else that I wanted to have that day, and like broccoli and everything. And if you just do like mostly vegetables and then like a bit of noodles, then you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. And then same thing with like pasta. If I was making any kind of pasta, I would put in as much vegetables as I could and have mostly the vegetables and sauce and then a little bit of the noodles, so it still felt like I was eating regular pasta and everything and I wasn't missing out, but I was getting a ton of vegetables in. And sometimes I would do like a little bit of ricotta cheese and like cheddar cheese and stuff on top of that, so I felt like satisfied. But that was always really good. And I had an Instant Pot too, and it was so yummy to just like throw a bunch of vegetables in there and like make chili or something. Oh, I would make healthy chili all the time. I would do that by just putting in like black beans, like any kind of beans that I had actually. I would do that, and then like a bunch of canned tomatoes and seasonings, like chili seasoning, and then as many vegetables that seemed like normal to put in chili. I put broccoli and cauliflower in chili. You guys might think it's weird, but it's so yummy. So I would do that and then like put avocado on top of it and stuff when I'm serving it, and it's so good. So I would do that, and then I just looked up a lot of like healthy Instant Pot recipes. Like, oh, I made mashed cauliflower, which is like the best thing in the whole world. That's like one of my favorite foods. It's just like a replacement for mashed potatoes, and it's so much like fresher tasting, like you don't feel like heavy. Sorry, my camera overheated again. I was just saying my battery died, but actually it's just my camera overheating because it literally overheats every 5 minutes. So sorry, I'm like out of breath. Anyway, so I would make mashed cauliflower, and then I would go to, we had like a big farmer's market there, and I would get like whatever vegetables sounded good. So a lot of times I would get like green beans, like fresh green beans and everything, which was like so yummy. And I would cook that and put in like fresh garlic, and it was so yummy. And I tried to not use like too much butter, but when I use butter for like vegetables, I always use Kerrygold butter because it's grass-fed and it's just like healthier for you. I don't know, people like keto people have that kind of butter all the time, so I don't know, you could use vegan butter. That's what I did for a while, but I figured I should just get like straight from the source butter, and it's just, you know, I don't know, it tastes way better too. So I would use that kind of butter and then fresh garlic on pretty much any vegetables, and it was amazing. Also like Brussels sprouts I would make that I got from the farmer's market, and that was so good. Oh, roasted tomatoes. Oh, those are so yummy. So that would be like a snack I would have if I was just like really hungry, even after eating dinner or like in between lunch and dinner. So I would just get like a bunch of tomatoes. Well, not a bunch. I would just have like a couple like Roma tomatoes or something, and I would like slice them up and put a little bit of like olive oil and some seasonings on it, and sometimes like fresh garlic, and I would put that in the toaster oven just for like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, I can't really remember, and that turned out so good. I love roasted tomatoes. So moral of the story, I would pretty much cook what I wanted to, but I would just try to add as much vegetables to everything as possible, and just figure out a way to get really good at cooking vegetables so you're craving them all the time, because me and my husband like loved when I would make like Brussels sprouts and green beans and mashed cauliflower and stuff like that, and we'd crave it all the time because like I just figured out a way to cook it like really yummy without putting in too much like bad stuff or anything. And that worked out really good. And then I tried to eat like as many black beans as I could. So sometimes I would make like black bean dip. I got the recipe from Aspen Ovard on YouTube. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. She does like regular refried beans, but I would do black beans because I just like that better. And then it's like some dairy products too, like cream cheese and stuff like that. But then you like bake it and then you eat it with like chips. And I know it's not the healthiest thing ever, but it helped me get like protein in. And I would also have protein shakes with almond milk. And I would have those breakfast essential packets. I've been drinking those for like years. Like my mom would force me to have one in like middle school and high school, like every day before school, because I really haven't gotten that much protein like over my whole life, because I've been a vegetarian since I was 5. So I really like barely ever get any protein. So she would always make sure that I drank one every day. So I'll have those sometimes with like vanilla almond milk, and just trying to get like as much protein in as I can and fiber to keep me full. I recently started eating Ezekiel bread, which to be honest, isn't really that yummy. I much prefer white bread, but this like keeps me full for so long. Like, it is 5:30 and I ate lunch at 11:30. I had a chickpea tuna salad sandwich, which actually like an open face sandwich, so I only had one slice of the Ezekiel bread, and then chickpea tuna salad, which I've made in a different video, so I will link that for you guys if you're interested in making it. It's basically tuna salad but with chickpeas instead, and I make it really yummy because I put like a bunch of stuff in there and everything. And so I had that at like 11:30 and I'm not even hungry yet. So last tip that I have is about like candy and like ice cream and stuff like that. So my husband has like a huge sweet tooth. He always wants candy, he always wants ice cream. So one thing that we used to do a lot is have acai bowls and banana and ice cream, you know, for like dessert. So those were really good because you'd get in a lot of fruit. I'd buy these like freeze-dried packets of like powdered acai from Amazon, and then I would mix that in with like frozen berries and a frozen banana, and we would just put like granola and peanut butter on top, and sometimes like extra fruit like bananas and stuff like that. So that was really yummy. Or we'd make banana and ice cream. So I actually just got a machine to make it. We still haven't tried it out, but I used to make it in the blender, and I would just put in like frozen bananas, and then we'd put whatever we wanted on top. So I'd usually put in like a few chocolate chips and some peanut butter and cherries, because I'm like obsessed with those like fake cherries, you know, that you buy like to put on ice cream sundaes. So yeah, banana ice cream is really good because if you want to have like a like ice cream sundae or something and like treat yourself, you can still do that and put whatever you want on it, like as much like unhealthy stuff as you want, but at least like the ice cream part of it is healthier than normal. So, you know, that's like what my husband did, but sometimes I would try to make mine like still healthy and more of like a smoothie bowl. And then as far as candy goes, when I eat candy, I try to get things that are like take longer to eat. Gobstoppers are like my absolute favorite candy because it takes so long to eat them. Or I'll get like lollipops, like, you know, those ones that are around Halloween time where it's like a caramel apple lollipop and it's like the green apple part of it and then it has caramel all around it, like real caramel. I love those, and I feel like that's a good like diet trick because I think it's like 50 or 70 calories or something per lollipop, but like it takes me so much longer to eat it, whereas if I had like a chocolate bar, then I would just eat the whole thing right then, because it's like so quick to eat. So if you have a sweet tooth and you really like candy, then try finding candies that takes you longer to eat, or really any that works with like any kind of foods or snacks or anything. I tend to try to like find foods that take me a long time, so I feel like I'm eating for a while. I get like made fun of a lot because I take a really long time to eat, but I think it's because in Clueless, I'm pretty sure, then they talk about how if you eat like really small bites of things, then it'll like make you full faster and then you won't eat as much, like you won't overeat. And sometimes I'll recognize like halfway through like, oh, I'm so full, like I can't finish this. Or like if I'm eating like a snack, like popcorn, like that healthy popcorn and stuff, the white cheddar kind, that's so good. So I just try to take things that are like, you know, I just eat smaller bites of it and, you know, take a while, because then I'll start to feel full faster and I won't need to eat as much. I mean, of course I eat like the proper amounts and I'm not like starving myself, but I just like don't overeat. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you have any video requests or questions or anything like that. And make sure that you go check out my Instagram. Again, it's at @AlexByrd with 2 D's. Because like I said, I have a really exciting trip coming up, so I want you guys all to see. Yeah, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.